Hey everyone, buckle up and join me on a road trip from Bengaluru all the way to Shirdi. We are taking the route through Tumkur, Chitradurga, Hosapete, Vijayapura,
NH48 is closed.
Solapur,
Check
and
conditions
beyond.
before you go.
Ready for some smooth highways, surprise detours? Let's hit the road.
Then turn left onto Outer Ring Road.
So, right after filling up at Goraguntepalya, we hit the elevated expressway towards Nelamangala. Now, heads up, the roads here feel more like busy city streets with constant traffic any time of the day. It's one of those just go with the flow stretches. You don't really want to speed here. The same story pretty much continued all the way till Tumkur. The stretch between Nelamangala and Tumkur is still under construction. Sure, there has been some progress, but it remains one of those segments where you really need to stay alert, especially with the heavy truck traffic. We hit Tumkur at around 100 km mark, and from here NH48 finally opens up into a modest 6-lane highway, giving you some much needed breathing room on the drive. Crossing the 200 km mark, we took a turn from NH48 onto NH50 towards Hosapete. The road narrows from 6 lane to 4, but honestly, it's a smooth highway stretch. About 35 kilometers down the road, we hit the first toll gate on this stretch and decided it was the perfect time for a much needed break. The only challenge, finding a decent parking spot. A lot of drivers tend to stop here, so it gets a bit crowded. After a quick refresh, we were back on the road, cruising towards Hosapete on this beautiful highway. Cruising is never a problem on this stretch, especially at night. We managed to keep a healthy average speed too. One thing to keep in mind though, food options at night can be pretty limited out here. After another 100 kilometers, we rolled into Hosapete, where we hit our first diversion. Some flyover construction is underway, but it wasn't too bad. Keeping a steady pace, we moved on to the next leg of NH50, the drive to Vijayapura. The NH50 Part 2 towards Vijayapura keeps all the good things from before. Smooth roads, low traffic. But there's always a catch, right? This one's got speed breakers. Lots of them. And at night, one of them will catch you off guard. It's like a game of guess who's gonna rattle your suspension next. We are now closing in on the 400 km mark, and the drive has been pretty steady overall. Honestly, not much to complain about. So far, we've been getting a fuel economy of 17.3 kilometers per liter. It's almost 6 am now, so we decided to take a quick break and wait for the daylight before hitting the road again. As dawn gently brightens the sky, the highway lights up with its beautiful soft glow, surrounded by open fields stretching as far as the eye can see. It's honestly the perfect way to start the morning, don't you think? While the monsoon has given the fields a lovely green glow, it hasn't been so kind on the roads here. Just a few kilometers after our stop at the toll plaza, somewhere past Kushtagi, the road gets pretty patchy, and in few spots they get downright rough. Thankfully, this rough stretch only lasts for about 20 to 30 kilometers, and by the time we hit the Nagarhalla toll plaza, the road is smooth and much easier to drive on. We finally reach the historic town Vijayapura, marking the end of our drive on the second part of NH50. Overall, NH50 offers a great driving experience, especially the stretch from Chitradurga to Hosapete, which is definitely the highlight of this route. From here, we switch on to NH52 and head towards Solapur. The roads keep impressing us, and soon we hit the 600-kilometer mark, right as we cross into Maharashtra. The beautiful drive continues as we head towards Solapur, where we pass by a bird sanctuary. Local life starts picking up here, and soon enough, we are sharing the highway with quite a few two-wheelers and three-wheelers buzzing around. We reach Solapur and switch on to NH65, driving towards Pune. One thing about Maharashtra highways, the restaurants here start serving up local cuisines bright and early. So while food options might be tricky during a night drive, it's definitely not a problem once the sun is up. Just a few kilometers after Mohol, we leave NH65 and continue our journey on the Maharashtra State Highway. The drive so far has been pretty solid. We have covered close to 670 kilometers now and just have about 260 kilometers left to reach Shirdi. The drive from here was a classic mixed bag. Some stretches were great, smooth tarmac, open fields, nothing to complain about. But then there were bumps, the village crossings, random speed breakers, plenty of local traffic, the typical state highway chaos. If you're in a hurry, this isn't your best friend. Driving on this stretch, we finally reached Kurduvadi. It took us about 1 hour 15 minutes to cover the 38 odd kilometer stretch. It's not the fastest, but it's manageable. I am a simple man. I drive through Maharashtra. I see Misal written in Marathi. I stop. I eat. No questions asked. And trust me, there are plenty of those stops. Honestly, it's kind of hard to not take break every 20 kilometers. At this point, we were running low on fuel. And honestly, I think we should have topped up back in Solapur. It's not like there's a shortage of fuel stations along this route, but most of them seem a bit old and not the most well calibrated. Something to keep in mind if you're doing this stretch. With range of about 200 kilometers left, we continued on the Maharashtra State Highway from Kurduvadi towards Karmala. The next 45 kilometers flew by, thanks to the surprisingly good condition of the highway. Sure, it passes through a few villages, but overall the road is smooth and well maintained. Looks like someone's aiming high, maybe hoping for a promotion to the National Highways list. We reach Karmala and turn onto NH 561A, heading towards Ahmednagar, or as it's now officially called, Ahilyanagar, in honor of the warrior queen Ahilyabai Holkar. This stretch of highway is still under construction, and yes, it was in pretty rough shape. With roads like this, we knew we are burning more fuel than usual. So we stopped at a nearby fuel station for a small top up. And just when we were about to give up on this highway, it surprised us, suddenly expanding from a narrow 2 lane to a proper 4 lane stretch, bringing back the full fledged national highway vibes. Finally. We also found a good fuel station along the way and topped up the tank. We also hit the 800-kilometer mark, another milestone on this long drive. We have just about 145 kilometers left to Shirdi. We reached Ahilyanagar and then joined NH 160 towards Shirdi. But the smooth roads didn't last for very long. Just 15 to 20 kilometers after Ahilyanagar, the construction saga of NH 160 begins. And for the last 60 odd kilometers, our ETA shot up to 1 hour 49 minutes. Need I say more? The road, while still mostly 4 lane, was in pretty rough shape. You will find some decent stretches here and there, but overall it was a bumpy ride on a broken road. We crossed the 900-kilometer mark and were just 50 kilometers shy of Shirdi. With an ETA of 1 hour 30 minutes, there's only one thing what you need on this final stretch. Maybe two. It's Shraddha and Saburi. Keeping that as the backbone, we pushed through the last 50 kilometers and finally rolled into Shirdi, crossing the 950-kilometer mark. To sum it up, this route is smooth sailing until NH65. It's really the last 250 kilometers where you have to put in the work, and about half of that is rough. But it's definitely on the path to improvement. Maybe give it a year or so and these numbers will look a lot better. So the total drive was about 958 kilometers, taking 15 hours and 35 minutes. The average speed 61 kilometers per hour. Our fuel consumption stood at 15.8 kilometers per liter. Hope you enjoyed the drive with me. Yes, it is definitely on the longer side, but I really appreciate you sticking around till the end. That's it from my side, and I'll see you on the next one.